Okay, so I've got with this Paramount, I've got little vials or little tubes full of loose 209, BLACHORN 209 that I've preloaded. I've got a bunch of them preloaded to 140 grains by volume, not by weight. So I already pre-measured them, got them ready, and then all right, I've got my everything loaded up. You can see I've loaded probably 25 to 30 of these, all with the right powder measurement, 105. This is what I've been using, a Lyman Gen 6. And then I did double check this guy, and it's definitely accurate, especially accurate enough to this. I've got a bunch of the VariFlame already primed up and ready to go, and I'm going to show you guys what that's all about too with these specific muzzle loaders. Really easy and doesn't take very long. So we've got this ready. That's all you need. And then I have what they recommend and what they include is the Powerbelt 45 caliber, the ELRs, made specifically for this Paramount rifle. So I've got these, and I'm just going to show you guys real quick what it does. Get this camera straight here. Okay, so with this Paramount, the CVA Paramount, they give you all this stuff. Like they give you a collapsible ramrod. They also give you a ramrod that is permanent too, but this is more of a field conditions one. The permanent ramrod you can clean and do all kinds of stuff with. This one is specifically just for seating the bullet. So I like to kind of keep things in a hunting scenario. So what I've been in the habit of doing is just I get my powder here, and I just use my hand as a funnel, kind of. I get the barrel real tight, and I just pour it down like that. So I want to be, and I'm doing it right now, and I don't lose any grains, and I make sure there's nothing caught in my fingers. I want to be able to use these muzzleloaders in field conditions, and I want to be able to teach my clients or my guides, the guys that are using this more than I will, how to use it effectively. One way to do it, make a funnel like that, makes it really easy to load real quick. And then I'm just gonna open up these bullets. So these are really cool. They're 285 grains, 45 caliber, makes it for a better BC. They have a BC, I wanna say of around 4. I'll give you the specific stats on that in a second. But they have a pretty good BC for a muzzleloading bullet. But anyway, you just set it. With these power belts, they're nice because there's no sabots, and they kind of have the little, you know, they already have like a built-in plastic or rubber guard around them, make them really easy to load. And I just follow the directions exactly what they say. And they say to press, and then give it a couple hard presses till you feel some clicks or some pops. And I just felt like a pop and a half, I would call it, like one big pop and kind of a little, and that I think is just make sure everything's consistent and tight. And that's what they say to do. So another thing that's pretty teachable, considering the situation, for somebody who's never used this. To me, the trickiest part about this whole thing for me to get used to, because I've shot the Remington Ultimate for a few years now, and when I first got this, this took me a second to figure out. So there's two ways to do these little primer guys. These are the VariFlame primers, and they give you this little tool, and what you do is you slide the primer right, and it kind of fits in that little tool. And then with this, you can, I'm gonna put my, this is loaded, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put it on safety. put it on safety, and then I'll show you guys. The barrel is pointing in the safe direction. So what you're supposed to do is you're gonna use this tool and you put it in the slot here, and I'll show you guys later on. And then you flick it out and then you load it. It's on safe. A little bit easier, and you go right in like that, and then you slide it out, and then you load the mechanism just like that. You fire it, and then usually I just do it with my fingers. I just get it in like that. And what's nice is it stays in. There's like a little, you know, trough right here where it'll stay if you forget about it. So that's it. That took me a while. What I just did there took me, it definitely is trial and error. It's like a little dance because it's not, nothing's really snug and tight. So you got to make sure the barrel's actually kind of pointed down so the gravity keeps the Variflame in there and it doesn't slide out. I can now do them with just my fingers. I can get them in right, but that takes some time to get used to. It's not impossible. It's just something that's very different, like say compared to the Remington Ultimate, where you just have a primer cap loaded in. You do it just like you normally would. So, all right, I am going to refer. I'm going to get my bipod extended, and then I am going to get my shooting bags, and then I'm gonna refer to my app and see where it's at. And really what I want to know a lot right now is wind drift. So I need to figure out where I'm gonna hold with a 5 to 7, because they're not, I think that these are going around 2,300 feet per second, 285 grain bullet. The wind pushes these big time compared to center fire rifles, high magnum power. So I'm gonna get my stuff set up and we'll get back. Guys, I got my bags pretty set up here. I've got a couple different bags. I got like a really full one, a half-filled one, and then kind of more of a specific to a buttstock one where you can put it in. I'm about ready to get into my final position. The one thing that I really like about this this muzzleloader is it feels really good to get into. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's the length of pull, which is adjustable. You can kind of see these spacers, or if it's the stock, which is adjustable too. I didn't do anything to it. But it just feels really easy to get into. And I don't usually take too long to acquire the target, which is super nice. So, all right, I'm going to make my final calculations right now and then start sending them. All right, so it told me that my elevation would be up 4 MOA, and then I'm gonna get 2 minutes of drift to the right. So I'm gonna make my adjustment from there and just see what happens. Okay, I couldn't quite tell where that hit, so I'm just gonna shoot the exact same thing and then go check it and see where it's at. I'm just gonna reload again, do the same. That. Okay, and then my little, the Variflame adapter or primer or whatever you want to call it. So I'm just gonna do it. Take this one out, put it into my use box, and I'm just gonna do this with my hands because I've got a pretty good feel of it. Put it on safe, and then I'm gonna go to work here. With this heat waves and stuff like that, I can't confirm it. So I'm pretty sure I see where they're at. So I'm gonna send one more. It's always good to know where your bullets are hitting, because each and every shot you need to kind of address and say, okay, that shot felt good, where did it go? That shot felt good, where did it go? That shot felt bad, where did it go? So with this one, I think I know where the two that I just shot are. And so that way I know if it's the third one, I've got the third shot out of an unclean barrel, a pretty warm barrel, in these conditions. That way I have an idea and I can index it and see where it's going. All right. Okay, so that one I felt like I pulled just a little bit right, more so than the first two. So I'm gonna walk up there right now, I'm gonna check it out. And then, and if I know if one's right, that means it was just me. So if it's not, then forget anything I just said. All right, I'm walking up to the target now. Yeah, I'm packing heat. Never know if there's a jackrabbit or a coyote. I saw a badger out here the other day. I let that one live. All right, I'm starting to confirm holes on the target. That's good. It's always a good sign. Okay, here's one group out of the CVA Paramount. It's probably the 3.5, 4-inch group, which is very acceptable in these conditions. And then here's the other group. 1, 2, pretty close. And then I think that was wind drift. We had a wind gust. Elevation's good at 300. So despite being probably a 5.5 inch, maybe 6-inch group, I'll take it just knowing that the wind blew that one, or I pulled it on that one. But elevation is all within 1.5 inches. And same here. So I was going for this target right here. So we had one right on, one high, and 1 inch low. So that's all very acceptable, like I said, under these conditions. So and same here. So elevation's good, means my dope's good. I just got to read the wind a little bit more.